Hi, I'm Carolyn Ridder Hoffman, and I'm the coordinator of the Perspectives class. And I would like to tell you why it matters to me. When we started to have our children, it became more and more difficult for me to work evenings and every weekend. So I took what I called a homeschool sabbatical. As a senior seminar with my oldest, I stumbled almost literally into a Perspectives class that was being hosted at Western Seminary here in Holland, Michigan. I was all excited because I thought it's going to be about worldview, it is going to be intense Bible study, it's going to be a global outlook, and I'm so excited. Perfect. You could have knocked me over with a feather when I found out it was about mission. My first thought was, that's great for someone who's passionate about that, but that's not me. By the end of the night, not only was I determined to attend all other 14 sessions, but I knew it was one of the best moves I had ever made, and found myself actually coordinating Perspectives just a few years later, coming out of my homeschool sabbatical. Perspectives was born decades ago. It comes out of the U.S. Center for World Missions in Pasadena, California. It is a 15-week course, and it deals with the 4 angles pertaining to mission. The biblical angle, Perspectives, is an intense Bible study that demonstrates how God's heart is for the nations, from Genesis to Revelation, all throughout the Bible. Perspectives puts forth the theology that God is and has been against evil. God is for the blessing of people and of nations, and that God seeks worship and praise for himself. We have the historical angle or perspective, where we look at the very beginnings of Christian mission. From the book of Acts, we see the struggles that the leaders of the early church faced in saying what was Christian and what was Jewish and what was necessary. We face those same questions today when we travel globally. What's Western? What's Christian? What's cultural? Perspectives asks and explores all of those questions. We look at the pioneers who have gone forth. I have learned so much. And pastors, I've got to tell you, there's a lot of sermon material learning about the pioneers in missions. We talk about what we've learned from procedures and strategies, and how we have hopefully improved upon them to be more effective for the missional world. We talk about cultural, today's global society. We take the model of Jesus Christ, who came in all humility in his incarnation to us, and we use that as our inspiration to globally be humble learners, to approach different cultures in different ways. How can we learn from each other? We each have a gift to give. How can we explore that? And strategic. The words of the Great Commission, go into all of the earth and make disciples. How are we doing on that? Strategically, we look at how close we are to achieving that goal. What needs to be done? What are the best strategies for looking at that? So globally strategic, but also personally strategic. How can you be involved with God's heartbeat for the nations? Maybe you are a goer, and maybe you are a sender. Maybe you are a prayer. Maybe you are a welcomer. Maybe you are a business person who seeks to use the business world as a missional environment. College students who travel globally or are interested in global service, who also are rubbing elbows with international students that come here to the United States. This isn't simply to prepare people to go out on the mission field, although it's very important that it do so, but it also increases the knowledge of how we can support and how we can come alongside God in his passion for the nations. So Perspectives is offered in many locations. If you go to perspectives.org, type in your zip code, and you will find immediately all the classes that are offered in your area. It's offered at 4 different levels. Key reading, which is like an appetizer, but it's for those who are more pressed. with their time and their attention. And it has a limited amount of reading and a weekly class where an instructor comes, a different instructor every week. And our instructors are very well traveled, and they are experienced, and they're interesting, they're passionate about what they do. Every week, the speaker you'll think is better than the week before. So good. You can also take perspectives at many places for undergraduate credit or graduate credit. So the tagline of Perspectives is, be prepared to get ruined for the ordinary. I got ruined. It totally interrupted my homeschool sabbatical, and I've never looked back. Thank you.